Birthdays continue to take on whole new levels of excitement over at my house. I've got a couple little girls, and each year as they get older, birthdays just seem to be more fun for everyone involved. For us as parents, for them as kids, they're just a little bit more engaged. And I'm noticing there's a direct contrast. As their birthdays get more exciting, my birthdays I find get less exciting. And I think maybe that's just me, and we're not going to talk about that today, but I do kind of think that's kind of funny. But it's been interesting to watch as my children are growing up. And, if you're a parent, you've got kids, you're probably experiencing this or have experienced this at some point where, your children are receiving gifts and you're desperately trying to teach them to say thank you because you don't want to be rude. Grandma and grandpa are there, or Nana and Papa, aunts and uncles, and they've given your children a gift and they just want to kind of run off and play or tear into the next gift if it's a birthday or Christmas. And, teaching people to pause, teaching the kids to pause and to say thank you, because there's just something so incredibly powerful in a simple thank you. Whether it's your child giving it, but then also being on the receiving end. And so I want to dive into that a little bit today. If we haven't met before, my name is Jason Alcott. I am the author of the upcoming book, The Sowing Principle. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already taken the opportunity to hit the thumbs up or the subscribe button below to help share these videos and get them out there, I would really appreciate it. And I look forward to connecting with you more in the future. So over the last couple of weeks, we've kind of delved into gratitude a little bit, and this is going to be the final video for this particular segment talking about gratitude. In the first video, we talked about having gratitude in our circumstances, developing that gratitude muscle, and sort of speaking gratitude over our day in the mornings, and how can that actually impact our lives as we do that over time and build up that gratitude muscle. And then last week, we talked about gratitude in our relationships, and not just being thankful for the key relationships or key people in our life, but be thankful for specific qualities about those people, specific things that those people are bringing into our lives so that we can strengthen and bolster those key relationships. And this week, I want to ask just a question around gratitude. I just want to ask you the question, when you say thank you, when you're expressing gratitude, who are you saying thank you? Who are you grateful to? Because I don't think it's a question at this point of whether or not you are grateful or whether or not you are thankful. I know that you are, and I know that you are expressing gratitude, but who are you saying thank you to? Who are you expressing your gratitude towards? In my book, The Sowing Principle, I talk a lot about the principles and scriptures around sowing and reaping. And I talk a lot about how the importance of what we sow daily. So, our time, our energy, our resources, our gifts, our blessings. As we sow those resources that God's blessed us with on a daily basis, we will reap a harvest. And we're reaping a harvest today, whether we like it or not, for things that we've done up until this point in life. We are in life exactly where we're supposed to be for the decisions that we've made thus far. Okay, so when you take a statement like that, now you can look at it, and there's this possibility that when good things are happening in your life, when I say, who are you saying thank you to, who are you expressing gratitude towards, there are going to be portions of our lives where we're going to be able to look at and go, I worked really hard over here and now I'm experiencing a blessing because of the hard work that I've done. And then so do I say thank you to myself in that circumstance? Because it's definitely possible. We've kind of been ingrained and trained to look at it that, when things go right, well, we must have done something right. But if things have gone wrong, we definitely want to look for blame, which we've talked about in other videos. We want to blame anything else around us. God forbid we made a mistake. But who do we express gratitude towards in those situations where we've had a direct hand in it? I think that can get a little bit confusing sometimes, because sometimes we do want to praise our own efforts or our own hard work. And then, of course, there's the blessings in our life that are exactly that. They're blessings. Where you were born, the family you were born into. My parents didn't choose me. I didn't choose my parents. My wife and I met and got married, and that was a decision that we made, but we didn't get to choose our children and the incredible blessing that they are in our life. And just I think about being born in Canada and where I was, the community that I had the opportunity to grow up in. I didn't work hard or put any specific sowing effort into so many things in my life that are such incredible blessings. So as I've thought about this, and it was a realization that I had a number of years ago, and this may seem simplistic, but it's so much more than just gratitude for me in all of these circumstances, not just the things that are out of my control, but even the things that are within my control, that it's not just gratitude, but my gratitude is actually an outworking and overflowing, an expression, a posture in my daily life of praise. Because I worship, Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. He created me. He created all these blessings around me and poured into my life. And so for me, it's been this exercise of not just expressing gratitude, but expressing praise. And I used to think that praise was just, singing praise and worship songs at the beginning of church when I was younger. Okay, all right, sing a couple of songs. Great. I love music. I really do. Let's check that box and move on and head into the sermon. And I'm sure, they're about to ask me for my tithe, and it was kind of this sort of interesting relationship that I had with praise. But now, as I'm sort of growing and learning and maturing, hopefully one day, recognizing that my life is sort of in this posture of gratitude, in this posture of praise. And, because I think Jesus, he deserves all of our praise. He's blessed us with so much. And I think in my own life, I recognized that I wasn't praising him enough. And when I started to make that shift of it's not just being grateful, but actually expressing praise in my daily life, that has really sort of encouraged and bolstered that relationship that I have with Jesus on a daily basis. So as you go through this week and you're expressing gratitude for your circumstances and growing that gratitude muscle, as you're looking at your relationships and key relationships and identifying and being thankful for the key qualities of the people that you have in your life, let's offer that up as praise. Let's offer that up from a posture of praise because he is worthy of that praise. And I know he wants to receive that from you. He wants to grow in relationship from you. And that's a big part of our growing in relationship with him. So in wrapping this up, I'm curious, in the comments below, have you liked this idea that we walked through and sort of delved into a subject a little bit more over sort of 3 videos? Should I continue to do that, or do you enjoy more of the individual kind of one-off topics on a weekly basis? Let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate your feedback. Looking forward to continuing to learn and to grow and to make this more relevant to you in your life, to encourage and to uplift you, to kind of follow in God's will for your life, to be able to discover that and discern if you're walking towards that. I really want to be able to encourage you as you go through your weeks in that. Have an absolutely awesome week, and I look forward to sharing with you again next week.